Cheers. Welcome to Bay Area News Update. I am your host, Linda Landeros, aka Bay from the East Bay, aka Ho from the 510, aka Stacked and from the Stacks. We begin with an update on the weather. The Bay Area, as you know, is experiencing another heat wave. If you're stuck somewhere in triple-digit temperatures, might I suggest you escape to Point Reyes, or maybe Muir Beach, or... Oh, I'm getting word from my producer that those beaches are closed this weekend for the holiday. My apologies. Perhaps Kirby Cove or the Marin Headlands would be good places to cool off. Oh, I'm getting word again that those beaches are also closed, along with several other Bay Area beaches. No problem. How about you take a drive to Pebble Beach or Monterey Bay, or... Those places are closed too? Well, forget the beach. Go to Big Sur instead. Big Sur's still closed because of the wildfires? Might I suggest a kiddie pool? High school students and teachers in Brentwood were Zoom bombed by hackers who yelled profanity and racial slurs during online classes, and in some cases students were exposed to pornography. And while this is clearly problematic in an educational setting, it at least teaches students how Twitter works. Lake Tahoe residents are holding protests urging outsiders to stop coming to Lake Tahoe to escape the pandemic, as increased tourism in the region has led to problems including illegal camping, excessive trash, and cases of coronavirus due to tourists who do not wear masks. One resident complained that Lake Tahoe was looking more and more like the beaches of Florida, prompting a new version of that popular bumper sticker to be made. Keep Tahoe, not Florida! San Francisco's Archbishop on Thursday urged priests to hold more masses and less boys. Ba-dum-bum! Be here all night. A fire broke out at a municipal swimming pool in Martinez, injuring one person. While a fire is dangerous in any location, if it had to break out somewhere, what better place than a swimming pool? Two Bay Area groups have teamed up to deliver meals to isolated seniors using horses. When asked what spurred them to do this, the horses replied, "We just wanted to be good neighbors." A casino in San Jose has reopened with tents in the parking lot for outdoor gambling, because why just gamble away your life savings when you could also gamble away your life? San Francisco's first drive-in theater has arrived at Fort Mason, with ticket prices set at $49 per vehicle. To get your money's worth, I recommend renting a school bus and bringing everyone in your social distance bubble. Coming under fire quicker than the redwoods during a lightning storm was Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi, after footage of her getting her hair done at East Salon in San Francisco was released by the salon owner earlier this week. The footage features Pelosi not wearing a mask and has provided hours of content for Fox News to criticize her, whose viewers, of course, strongly believe in wearing masks. Erica Kaya, the owner of the salon, went on Fox News and other media outlets to share the footage, and even held a press conference in an attempt to call out the hypocrisy of politicians being able to get their hair done while salons aren't allowed to operate indoors. But clearly the salon was operating indoors to begin with if it agreed to serve Pelosi. While I do agree with the salon owner calling out the hypocrisy, and I do believe that Pelosi uses her status to access things and services that the rest of us can't, I don't think the salon owner is being entirely honest with us. And the only indication I have of the salon owner's dishonesty is from her own press conference, specifically when she started crying. See, I just watched Gone with the Wind. I know one of the ways Scarlett O'Hara gets her way is by fake crying, and I know that white women love Scarlett O'Hara, and I know they want to be just like her. White women, I'm onto you. The salon owner got teary-eyed at the allegations Pelosi fired back with that she had been set up by the salon. Okay, while I don't think Pelosi was set up, I do think the salon owner smelled an opportunity to get her coin, just like Scarlett did when she shot and killed the Yankee that broke into her house, then proceeded to clean out his wallet. The salon owner also claimed that she received death threats, which I don't agree with, but she's also going to receive $100,000 from a Republican-led GoFundMe page and has received offers to move to Republican-led states where she can fully reopen her salon, which is like the inverse of telling someone who doesn't like where they live to go back to where they come from. But they're like, oh, you don't like those San Francisco laborers? Come back home to North Dakota and run a business, just like Scarlett O'Hara and her lumber mill. This story, just like the movie Gone with the Wind, only gets more dramatical as protesters gathered outside Pelosi's home earlier this week in San Francisco, where they strung hair dryers and curlers in trees to protest the closing of salons, which might not be the most effective way to protest considering it's San Francisco. Tourists probably walked by the trees with hair dryers and thought, oh, what an interesting art display. Gary, take a picture of me in front of the hairdryer tree for Facebook. I want to show all my friends back in Ohio or wherever we're from. The news even made its way to the White House, where Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany played the footage on a loop during a press conference, criticizing Pelosi for claiming she was set up. Now, I rarely agree with the White House, but I do agree that Pelosi claiming she was set up is bullshit. Pelosi is also pulling a trick from the Scarlett O'Hara playbook by avoiding taking responsibility for her actions just to save face. You don't have a headache, Scarlett. You just don't want to face Melanie at the party after getting caught in a scandalous embrace with her husband. I wish Pelosi would just admit that she used her wealthy politician status to get special treatment, the same way I wish the salon owner would just admit she found a way to get her coin by leaking this footage to a network that loves to go after Democrats. Which, all in all, I can't be too mad at either of these women. If I was as wealthy as either of them, I too would push the limits of what I could get away with. And I too would use my tears to garner sympathy. I'm a highly sensitive person. I cry all the time. I might as well put those tears to use. In conclusion, the only thing this story proves is that you can't trust white women. And if you think me saying that is racist, have you seen Gone with the Wind? And now it's time for our last segment. Finally, some fucking good news! Margaret Cho has been announced as the host of the virtual Folsom Street Fair. Finally, some fucking good news! 2020 has thrown a lot at us, from a deadly virus to racial injustice, severe fires, deadly heat waves, and Lord knows what the fall has in store for us. And while we can't get our kink on in person, nothing will keep the fetishists from celebrating at this year's Folsom Street Fair, even if it's online. Plus, who doesn't love Margaret Cho? Tell me, and I'll fucking slap them. And that's all for our segment. Finally, some fucking good news. Did you think there'd be more? It's 2020. There is no other good news. And this has been your Bay Area News Update with me, Linda Landeros. If you'd like to watch past episodes and other comedic videos, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel by going to the link in my Instagram bio. And while you're there, make sure you're following me on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat. I'm easily findable. You can also like me on Facebook. And no, I don't have an OnlyFans yet, but stay tuned. See you next time. And cut.